Hello, dear, amazing, beautiful world. Today, the topic will be infusing your thoughts and your presence, if you will, with life and spirit. By listening and observing, you get all the forces that are around us is constantly streaming towards us. All sensations, and if you focus on sense observations, you will see all five senses is constantly being bombarded with all kinds of different movements and dances and music. And by staying aware here in our body, by anchoring yourself into the body, you can become aware of all the sensations and feelings it gives us from the spiritual realm. All movements and happenings and events that is occurring is reflections of the spiritual world here in the physical. And by being in the now and listening in and observing, you become a part and you participate in the world happenings around us. And by studying spiritual science and how to process these kinds of information, making yourself a good tool and a good intellect to actually go in and penetrate into these kinds of hidden mysteries, you become stronger within yourself. You become more assured of what you yourself experience. You know it's spiritual, you know where it comes from. And by immersing ourselves more in it, you enliven your inner world. You don't run away from the inner world and our feelings and sensations, even though we have gone through a lot of painstaking moments in life. You become strong even though it is painful sometimes. Life is still worth living. Life is still worth exploring and experiencing and getting to know it, both intellectually and experientially and spiritually. And the more we go deep in studying our nature and why we are so different from the rest of the animal kingdom, for taking as an example, or why we focus on different things in life based on what we ourselves are needing in, let's say, a lack mentality or a victim mentality of sorts, or something we can't quite get out of. If we believe we can get help by the spiritual realms and reaching out to them, they will give you a response back, and they always are lovingly helpful. Of course, they require you to be brave and stand in feelings, standing in every sensation, no matter the discomfort, no matter the fear we might experience sometimes. But the fear is only for a little while, and if we let ourselves be taken away by the fear or the discomfort and wants to run away from it, we will never strengthen our spirit. But by studying all that is to study over time, and by getting to know the world and our relation in it, you get a feeling of responsibility and obligation to share what you find, to help other people along the path, to help them find their method of waking up to all of this. Today it is about waking up, not meditating ourselves out into the universe and become a morass and losing ourselves, but becoming aware that we are a process in the cosmos, and that the cosmos reflects processes in our own physical bodies. And the more you study, the more sensational feelings clairvoyantly and knowingly you get a feeling for this. And we are no longer individual hermits stuck on this rock on a planet randomly. We are here with purpose. We are here with spiritual and living strength. You feel that what you are doing is for betterment. And you are, quote unquote, policing yourself to, even alone, think the highest thoughts you can think, and to always work with yourself, because the moment is always now. The moment is forever. You can stop what you're doing and do it now, immediately. And to anchor yourself in the body like this have been one hell of a ride. It sometimes it's so uncomfortable that you got to give yourself a little break sometimes. That always happens. But the more you do this, the more you sit in your body and feel everything and listen. Just listen with your whole being, and infusing your whole being in your thought process, and think about the world and the universe actively with your thoughts, and with a feeling of reverence and honor and amazement. You will get most of life, and you will absorb, and you will work on your own soul being, so that you will become more of a human being again. You will become a blossom that blossoms out, and it takes time. You're a seed at first, and then you build, and you will grow as a strong tree over time, like Yggdrasil, the world tree that stretches to the bottom of the earth, to the lowest parts, and up to the highest part of heaven. And you are in all of the worlds actively. Become aware of it, and you will have an inner sensation that there is never any rest to it. It is always in activity, always evolving. And if we do not allow ourselves to feel that we are in this movement, we will not move in the right way, and the spirits will not be able to work on our body in a free operative way, since we are not receptive to it. But by becoming amazed and aware and still conscious, still here in the body, they are allowed to work on our pains, for example, our inner scars, and help us linder these pains, because everyone have them. Everyone has gone through lasting impressions in life that have made them a little reluctant to some things, and strengthened in other places. It is only a matter of awareness and getting a feeling of these things, because we are all individuals. That's important to remember. And we all have a free will. The free will is here to give us the willpower to choose what is best for those around us and for ourselves, for our soul, for our emotions and our thoughts and our inner workings. Just by living on the surface and trying to get as much pleasure out of the physical world as possible is not the solution. The solution lies in deep soul experiences, soul food, deep relationships, deep conversations, deep dialogues, and even group conversation that it has a purpose, that everyone is individual but in on an understanding faculty of some kind. That is one beautiful. It's like seeing a choir in the church harmonizing with each other. And it is totally possible, because we can become this aware, this feeling ourselves out in the moment. What is going to happen next? That feeling is amazing if we dare ourselves to come to the edge of this abyss, because it is always uncertain where this is going next, what we are going to get next. And it might be scary, but if you are daring, you will be rewarded for your bravery. That is always the case. For everything you sacrifice for yourself and to the world, you get back as a result of it. That's how the spiritual world operates too. You give them the proper honor, and they honor you with their presence. The spiritual world is beautiful, and especially when you really can get a sense of it in this moment. Our whole body is tuned in to the physical body, and we can tune ourselves again to both the spiritual and the physical, and see the spiritual streaming out of the physical realm, and it reflects it in this beautiful formation that we are in. That is what living thoughts, a feeling of what living thoughts, infusing it with the proper respect, the proper amazement, the proper reverence the world and the beings in it deserve. That's what I had to say today. Might the divine realms and Godhead and Christ and all the ascended masters and our ancestors and the elements and the elementals bless us and guide us on this further evolution to our higher cognitive and spiritual experiences and solution to what we are here to do. Love you all. Goodbye.